Oh, so you only let me go live the way you want me to go live. So if I don't rotate the device, what's gonna happen? Let me see. 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 Okay, just say. All right, that's what's up, man. What? Oh. What is great with you, man? No problem. That's all it means. Just gonna upgrade to get me a camera then, so I can have it the long way. But man, don't stop no show. What's good with you, man? I like the flag in the back. Got the website up. Where your energy at, man? For real, for real. Mm. Lately, I've been seeing like I'm having a lot more to say. And in my mind, what I'm doing different now is a couple of things. I'm overstanding. Pardon me, semen retention. I've done it before. Well, my body's done it before, but mentally, I wasn't synchronized with it. I wanted more and more and more, feeding that pain body. But we all do, especially for someone who's traumatized. You know, you want something that is able to escape trauma. Because a lot of time I speak to women and also men. They've been through a traumatic situation, and we find a way to actually leave our body. So we're used to it's something we don't want to feel. We're actually leaving our body. So what I help you do through somatic therapy is I go deeper than just talking about it. We go into the body sensations of actually what are you feeling, and then we trace that feeling back to actually see the cause of it. It could be through grounding, it could be through dancing, it could be through music. But the thing is having finding that cause. And the most thing I'm realizing we have so much guilt from our past because what happened to us and whatever it may be. I'm not taking away what happened and how it feels. No doubt. We had to have that experience to replace that old belief in the brain because we need to understand the what part of the brain deals with behavior and emotion responses. It's the most primitive, basically like a 2 year old. So if we're trying to retrain a 2 year old, we can't use these big old words and we can't have these long drawn out speeches because the 2 year old is gonna lose the interest in what's going on. So the same way with ourselves, we have to just be mindful of things we're saying out our mouth about ourselves. That's throat chakra. So now you're putting a spell on yourself. So before it happens, you're already denouncing what's going on because of what you're saying. Your heart. Um, Me being hurt at such a young age, and it wasn't by a woman. It was by my great grandfather dying all of a sudden. You know, I never experienced no trauma, and me being 8 years old. So we talking about you're talking about like 81, 82. So wasn't no mental health going on and wasn't no trauma going on. So as a young man, all I remember is him passing and me telling myself, you know what, I don't want to feel this way no more. And closing my heart off. But through different spirituals, I went to Portugal for a 7 day silent spiritual retreat. Different things like that helped to reopen my heart and help me to be able to have the courage to sit and feel that body. Like it's weird because when we were trying to connect spiritually back with our body, that pain body was saying have your body shaking, different tremors. It's rejecting what you're doing to it because it doesn't want to be seen. So it will physically make your body feel such an intense pain you're thinking something's going wrong. And if you stop there, you're gonna show your pain by the head. If I send you a signal to override what your body's saying mentally, okay, you're gonna stop. You're gonna fall back and stop doing the work. That's why it was so important to have a coach to understand what's going on, to push through. Okay, hey, but that's what happened when you outside in nature, man. It's going with the flow. So understanding that once again, like that could be something to throw a thought off of when I'm saying about the pain, but it don't want to be exposed. So the way it was held in pain it's going to be released in that. But if we're able to sit through that pain, and how we sit through it is breathe, breathe and feel it and breathe into it. Don't turn your back on it. Don't deny it. Don't try to say what it's coming from. Just allow it to flow. Once again, you are the sky. And let those feelings, let those thoughts be the cloud that just flow through you. And yes, it's uncomfortable, it's intense, but at least you're uncomfortable and understand yet you're in a tense, uncomfortable to release something. And after that intense uncomfortableness, it's going to be joy. It's going to be pleasure. And once you tense up and release, what you think that's joy? That's clarity. You're releasing that pressure. That's anxiety. It's internal pressure. When we release that, now we're no longer using energy to pretend like we're joyful, to to suffer in silence. That's energy. Hmm, to be uncomfortable within your skin, for me, was one of the worst places to be. That's a prison from within. And when we understand that, not understand it, but accept it, because we have external prison, which is we call it jail, and then we have internal prison, which is inside your mind. But at least when you're in an external prison, you know you're a prisoner. But with being in a mental prison, but or in a spiritual prison, you don't recognize it because you're thinking you are those thoughts. You're thinking you are those behaviors. You're thinking that you are those are those titles, are those labels what other people gave you based on their assessment have nothing to do with you personally. Like they don't ask you your environment or what happened. No. The first thing I want to find out is what kind of medication can I give you? Speaking about a therapist. The medication you have is some pills of just sitting still. Get out of that illusion of I don't have time to meditate, but I got time to build some other job. I got time to do this. I got time to do this. All I'm asking you is take a minimum of 2 minutes a day to just breathe and release. What I mean by release is release control of trying to manage your thoughts and just sit back and watch them. Get into that body, be that sky, and allow them thoughts to be the cloud and just kind of flow through you. And allow that body to just feel. Allow yourself the permission just to feel and breathe. And you'll be surprised the messages that you can receive from your body. So when we're thinking, we're trying to override the body. No, that's not what we need to do. It's not mind over matter. It's matter over mind because it was matter that turned into the mind. So we're thinking the mind over matter, we can outthink it. That's a trap. That's a trap of the ego that's setting you up to constantly feed it melodramatic situation because you're going to constantly fail and use energy trying to maintain that because you're pretending as if you're truly that. But until we accept ourselves whole, we can never accept, have full access to that spiritual level because we have to be whole. Not being whole is the number one thing that stops us from being a spiritual people. That's why we can't accept other people because we can't accept ourselves. I can't give you something I never given myself. So if I haven't accepted myself as whole, how can I accept you? If I haven't given myself unconditional love, how can I give you unconditional love? It's impossible. If we kill somebody, if we kill a person's mind, we don't have to worry about their behavior because everything after that gonna be destructive. But if we are able to plug in and maintain that balance when our inner source, with that inner knowing, oh man, it's rocket fuel, man. Rocket fuel is so combustible, it has to be held at negative 215 degrees somewhere in that area. That's so combustible. We want to we want to be able to truly rejoice in who we are, but we got to accept at the essence who we are and who our people are. Everybody that smiling in your face ain't your people. If you was blind and you couldn't see, no skin tone, and you had to actually just feel everybody you was around, you would tap into something totally different to be able to gauge what's going on. Release that past. Stop trying to control. Only thing you truly can control is how you respond to a situation. And once we able to accept that, adapt to that, and adjust to that, it's gonna be difficult because we're always trying to control something. And then when we think it's out of control, we go to checking ourselves and cutting ourselves apart and labeling ourselves, and now we're feeding that pain body. We have to release that. We can't come from an energy of hurt. We can't come from an energy of anything less than empowerment for ourselves or somebody else. That's not fuel to feed ourselves. That's not fuel to feed ourselves. Man, I want to give also just a pause and thank you to our ancestors. They were so we are right now. Taking time to just be, just breathe, becoming to accept what it is I'm here to do. Lately, I'm getting so many different gods that look like me. That's been in the streets, that did time, that normally wouldn't speak about emotions, are pulling me to the side and we having conversations. All I can say is I'm grateful, and this is one of the main reasons why I do it. Likes are cool, comments are cool, but that face-to-face conversation for people who I think might not be watching my video, those conversations to me is what's genuine, what's organic. That what fuels that fire that keeps it going. Everybody has a fire, but what's fueling it? So to have somebody speak about their emotions, because us as dude, we taught not to have emotions. Just be hard, be that dick, don't be soft, don't be a pussy, don't be a bitch. I'm gonna make a video about that too, man. But if you think about how strong pussies are, how resilient they are, and how much shit they can take, bro, you might want to reevaluate that and tell somebody, say, you've been a pussy, so I appreciate it, you know? Because when we're in the womb, we're neither one. We have to make a decision later on in that birth to become that. So stop judging and breaking things down. Because when we judge it from a not knowing place, our judgment's always gonna fall short. It's always gonna miss its mark. It's gonna be a sin. And the sin is in a biblical term, it's in archery, meaning you miss your mark. You're talking to people who don't get it, you're missing your mark. You're not talking to yourself. You're missing your mark. How are you talking to yourself? How are you how are you rehabbing yourself? I mean, you go out, you might have a belief system, you go out and it doesn't work. Okay, come back and reevaluate it. If a situation comes up for me now, like, you know what, here's a brilliant challenge for me to test my tools to see if it really works in real time. That's what it's about. Real time healing. When shit hits you in the face, like, oh, you get punched, you can't say time. I ain't trained for that. You got to regroup and okay, no problem, we here. All your training comes down to when you get hit by a thought or a situation you're not expected. How you gonna rebound? How you gonna get back up? It's real. It takes courage now. It takes courage to get hit by a thought or emotional life situation that you wasn't expecting because you thought you had under control. It's not your control. It's the most high control. Until I align with that energy within me, to my higher source, to my higher being, the higher frequency in life, my life was in shambles, man. I was suicidal every day. I was doing stuff just to, I don't know what I was doing. I felt like I was a zombie, like something inside of me was controlling me. Then one day, let there be light. The light came on. I started feeling myself. My blessing was, hmm, going to drug rehab for 6 months and actually seeing the people lives I was messing up. That was a hell of a lesson for me. And understanding now with semen retention, helping my nervous system be enough download to receive what I got going on, what I did, unhook myself from that self-guilt, clear out my solar plex chakra, which is that direct connection with ancestral wisdom. That's what this semen retention is about. It's a spiritual. You feeding your spiritual body right now. Not just simple pleasures. I'm not knocking that. I'm just not there right now. But when you're here to feed your spiritual tank, your spiritual bank, it's about you feeding you. You keeping the essence in you to protect and rebuild your nervous system. Everything has a season. Give your body a Sabbath. Give your body a time to rest, time to build, time to heal, time to mend. And for me, semen retention is helping me rebuild myself from the inside, give myself a new blueprint based on the knowingness of myself, to refabricate, to re-empower myself about being that change I wanted to be on the inside, and having different conversation with people and having different talks. It's showing me the attractive fact, the law of attraction brings everything that I thirst for. It's to have true conversation and to use my words and people to receive it who want it. Then now all I do is just kind of show up. And if I know somebody gonna pull me to say, hey, what's up with them uncle and blah blah blah. And that's what we need. I do this for my mental freedom. And if you're attracted to we have a conversation, now it's for your mental freedom. I love having conversations. If you have the courage enough to open your mouth and allow that spirit to lead you to have a conversation, I'm here for that. I'm here for you like I was here for myself. Just like a whisper. But you have to be in tune. You have to be available mentally for inspiration. You can't be caught up in your head with this and that. No. You try and do the most high's work. Sit back, breathe on it, and allow that guidance to fill you. Allow it to paint that picture for you. Allow it to lead you. And that can only be done by releasing that past trauma that you thinking that you are. You're not that. You way greater than that. I apologize. They lawn service today, man. You gotta respect it. Gotta flow with life. It's their well-being. I'm not gonna get upset. Why? Oh, why invest energy in something that's not gonna give it to you back in a thousand folds or better? When you invest in you unconditionally, breath after breath after breath, you can't help but get closer to yourself. It's all about you. Only person stopping you is what you're believing in, what you're investing your energy in, and the way you're believing about yourself. Release that old belief, connect to that new knowing system, allow mental clarity to show you, for you to feel abundant, and then see your worthiness. So when you start feeling worthy again, when you start feeling worthy again, not just faking it till you make it, but when you start feeling truly worthy within, feel it first, allow it to manifest. Had to do something different. Understanding semen retention for me, it's giving me so much more clarity, so much more peace within, helping me to resolve this trauma. Stop and allow it to ruminate over me. Different dreams. I'm sleeping different. My dreams are so traumatic, so aggressive. I'm not getting in gunfights and physical fights. I'm allowing my spirit to rest. I'm not being so restless. I'm not tossing and turning. All that's changing. It was a little turbulent, just like flying in the air. Some people have. You fly through clouds, you're a little turbulent. I would say put your seatbelt on. It's gonna be a little turbulent, but we gonna get that safe. Allow yourself to feel that turbulence. Put that seatbelt on the faith and breathe into it. And knowing that the Most High is your pilot, and you're gonna get to do that turbulence. Just sit back and breathe into it. Cause that high, you worry about it, what can you do anyway? So allow it to be. We have so many pop quizzes on our faith. And look how many times we become so pessimistic and fail. We wonder why stuff not manifesting. As soon as something happens, we quick to get off our faith, man. Because not faith is belief. You will be tested. The stronger you're coming to your knowing, so you don't think you're gonna be tested. What makes you think you won't be tested? By you thinking you won't be tested, you set yourself up to get knocked out. Because you will be tested. On that spiritual level, you're no different than Yeshua. Yeshua got tested. And that energy knew what was in him and still tested him. So what makes you think you're not gonna test yourself? Get yourself off that high horse. Stop thinking so highly of yourself. Become meek. Understand what you are from the essence. And just be. That's all you gotta be. Stop doing. Release that past of somebody outside coming to save you. Through me, right now, growing through this, semen retention is giving me so many sharp blades to cut those tethers so I can flow a lot higher. Higher. I don't deserve it. I'm not enough. I feel worthy. Because I know, guess what? You hear that? I'm breathing in prana. So the universe has said, yes, if I can breathe it, I definitely can do it. Now let me align myself with the right energy so it can flow that way. Like a train got to be on the tracks to go all that. If a train fall off the tracks, it can't go no. It's going the whole like a domino effect. Same thing with you. When you on that track, when you on the spiritual tracks, you can go fast you want to, as long as you stay on them tracks. But if any one of them rails come off that track, you in trouble. That's why they magnetizing now. We off the wheel, so now we hover above it. That's energy. So we're hovering above that track on that spiritual train, on those spiritual tracks. Stand in alignment. But you only can get there when you release those past beliefs. That's not supporting you getting higher. It's not supporting you connecting with your inner being. Maintaining, not just getting it. We can get anything, but can we maintain that centeredness within ourselves to heal with other people, to grow with different situations? Hmm. So I'm gonna leave it with this right here. Are you truly doing what you need to do to heal yourself every time you inhale and every time you exhale? Every time you inhale, you want to inhale love. And every time you exhale through your nose, you want to release anything that's stopping you from feeling totally joyful and accepting yourself. Leave your comments. Oh yeah, also man, please subscribe to the channel. That will give it the juice and keep it moving. Just say in the beginning, I got 56% of my people that watch unsubscribers. So this what you feel like you need, hit that button. Subscribe. Every time I make a video, you'll get a notice. I appreciate you. Namaste Thug. Your wellness is your breath. Peace.